It's a little less public.
No problem. It's a cracking place to have our signings tomorrow. Well, no, to be fair, it's last year, I know spots at the goal. So, if you drive, you'll struggle. I think we're not there, is it? You've got to come around it. They've got phone. Somebody got the last. Same car. Got traction. The barrier for Right, good evening. Welcome to Over the Loop Live. Thank you for joining us. Apologies that we changed the start time a little bit, but everyone's going home, so we thought we'd better get going whilst there's still a few people here. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Drane, the normal host of Over the Loop. But I'm very pleased to say I'm not on my own this evening.
Pleased?
Well, let's see how it goes first. But Mr. Mike Waugh, thank you for joining me.
No problem, not a problem at all. It's an absolute pleasure to join you.
So, how are you, first of all?
Very well.
We'll do the pleasantries first,
okay,
at least.
Okay.
Yeah,
no,
that's about as pleasant as I get, by the way. So,
as always.
Absolutely. Now, you're, apart from those that are coming from abroad, you've probably travelled just about the furthest of anyone. How long did it take you today?
6 hours today.
6 hours.
Yes.
Okay. Did you at least have a chauffeur on the way?
Yes, Alan O'Brien nicely drove me down. I had a nap. And,
I wouldn't say nicely after what he just called you a second ago.
That's true. He is an aggressive person.
Comes with the Scottish temperament.
Yes, absolutely.
Anyway, thank you for joining us. I hope the feed is working okay. We are just running off the shopping centre Wi-Fi, so we're at the mercy of that. But at least we are being able to broadcast to you live. This is MKGP 2, the second year that the amazing Silverstone Club have hosted this event at the Centre MK Shopping Centre here in Milton Keynes. You do the event last year or not?
I did, yes. It was really enjoyable. Absolutely brilliant event. Yeah.
So I'm breaking my MK virginity this week, which probably means something else for the residents of MK, but for me it means doing my first MKGP. So tell me, what can I expect this weekend?
You can expect a lot of fast driving, high grip, very close competition. It's basically a national indoors.
Excellent. Well, it's international as well. Because,
international.
For those of you who don't know, there's some drivers coming from abroad as well. So Schumacher are bringing Michael Orlowski, and X-Ray are bringing Bruno Coelho and Martin Bayer as well. Who are PR bringing?
Kevley.
Excellent. That's a good start. He's come all the way from Merseyside, right? So
absolutely, yeah. No, we've got a very big team this year. We've got about 20 drivers from PR, including Greg, Kev, Martin Owen. So we're very strong this year. Yeah. Looking to put a few PR cars up in the top 10.
And of course,
maybe
brand new four-wheel drive as well.
Brand new four-wheel drive, only out about a month or so.
How many runs have you had on yours so far?
Just two runs so far. So, but the car is very, very reliable, very quick, very easy to drive. So yeah, it should be a lot easier to get the car around the track.
Excellent. So for you, have you got an aim for this weekend?
To be honest, I haven't set an aim at all, but I would like to beat you.
Well, that won't take much.
Especially driving an X-Ray.
All right. Here it comes. Comes. I was debating whether to wear my X-Ray top for tonight, but I thought, why not?
Absolutely. You've got to show your sponsors off.
Well, and it gives people a chance to give me grief for driving an X-Ray as well.
That's true.
Generally what happens.
That's true.
Anyway, Mike, I'm going to let you run off.
Okay. I'll go and grab a few people.
Not on your ankle. Don't run too fast
thanks
on that.
For that. Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
Because Mike is going to go for a little wander around and see who he can find. We've lined up a couple of people to join us already this evening, but we're going to see who else we can grab. Like I say, there's not as many people around as we maybe hoped, which is why we brought the time forward a little bit. But we'll see if we can grab a few people, have a chat with them about what their expectations are for the weekend and all that kind of stuff. You can only just see a little bit of the track in the background. They haven't completely finished it yet, so we're not showing too much of it right now, but at least you can see some of the greyness. And we have our first guest. So please come and join me, Moen.
Hello, Adam.
You're well known.
How are you? Yeah, very well, very well. Yeah, it's good to be here. Good to be here.
You've had a bit of a trek here as well.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. 2.5 hours. We left about 11:30, going about 2:30. It wasn't too bad, really. So we're stopping something to eat, so it's all right.
Good.
These are very professional. Wow.
I tried my best.
I feel like we've gone up a level here since sitting in front of a computer.
I'll tell you, the plastic bits cost me about £2.50 off eBay.
eBay special.
And then they're just homemade stickers on the front.
Very good, very good.
But they did the job right.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, so anyway, back to toy cars.
What's your aim for this weekend?
Now, that's funny. A few people said that. Last year I made the C, but this year's a lot more people.
You made the C in which class?
In two-wheel drive and in four-wheel. So made C in both. But there was a lot less people here. And you didn't have your overseas stars. Orlowski was here.
Last year.
You weren't here.
Yeah.
Mike Waugh wasn't as good as he is now. I don't think he's changed. But
well, he's just told me his sole aim for this weekend is to beat me.
I think he might struggle. I'll give him that. But no, I mean, he'll do all right. But yeah, top 50.
Top 50?
So yeah, I mean, I finished 44th at Two Wheel Drive National Series, so top 50 I'll take. You know,
new four-wheel drive for you guys.
Yeah, great car. I've only raced it twice. Took it to one of our local races in Torquay a week ago. Thing was absolutely incredible. It was really, really good. Put a lap on everybody, and it was guys that normally are kind of at my pace, but just drove away. Now, it was low grip or lower grip than what this is going to be, so who knows. But I'm looking forward to it. It's just nice to... Our old four-wheel drive it wasn't bad, it just wasn't as up-to-date or as good as everyone else. It hadn't developed. You know, let's all face it, everyone copies X-Ray. I think they started, but as I've said, when you get there, you've got something that looks like a Yokomo or it looks like an X-Ray. There's only so many ways you can skin a cat.
Yeah.
And there's only a certain way. If you want to make a shaft-driven four-wheel drive, it is going to look like an X-Ray. You know, in theory, the B-Max was out before the X-Ray, which was shaft-driven. So there's only so many ways you can do it.
Absolutely.
But you know, X-Ray, it is, we all take the mick now, but it's a great product. I don't think there's a bad product out there now. I think everyone's up their game, personally. So
regarding the track, it's been a little bit of panic.
Yeah, we can't show the track.
No, but everyone's seen it.
But yeah, I think everyone's seen it.
I've deleted my posts. I've been but everyone has seen it. The panic has been, that's great. It's premium.
Yeah, it is EOS. They had it, I believe, and someone told me the maker carpet was different, but there was the Essex Carpet Clash in Essex a couple of weeks ago, and their EOS carpet was light grey, like this. So I think it's just the colour. Some people say the darker stuff's got more grip, but RC car racing, if anyone can make something up to get in someone else's mind, they'll tell you that carpet's got magic mushrooms in it, and if you hit the apex in the right place, you'll go 10 seconds quicker.
And shall I tell you the person that will then fall for that and worry about it all night?
Mike Waugh.
And me.
Yeah, see, you getting in people's heads in RC car racing is so easy, and that was a few people said, it's light, so you'll see the lines. But if you could see the line that Lee Martin takes, doesn't mean you're going to stay on it.
No.
You know.
if only.
But the thing that looks amazing, not that we can really show it, is that wall of death. I mean, that is massive.
Yeah, I believe that may be my nemesis.
This club has really done a spectacular job, as they did last year, and as they do in their winter series. They know Paul and Matt really know what they're doing. It's a shame we're not going to be here next year.
And Sonia as well.
Sonia, sorry, Sonia. Yeah, she will hit me. I know it's a shame we're not going to be here next year. They're doing 12 scale worlds here, so we won't be here. So, well, we could do this at 12 scale worlds. So we'd want to watch that. No, a little bit, but you know,
a bit too fast for me as well.
Yeah.
Now you use the word light to describe the carpet. Yeah. So let's talk about lights. Lightgate, LED
lights underneath cars?
Yes or no?
No. Personally, Fast and Furious was in 2001. It's now 2019. That's all I need to really say on that. To me, no. I always remember little LED lights on like toy things like Lego and various little toy cars. I kind of get it, the spectacle. If it was a bit dimmer in here, they would look amazing. I do feel for the guys. There's a lot like Russell and that. They've put a lot of work into putting them in, and that's a shame. But I think in the world of toy cars, there'll be 200 people stood here already going, look at these men racing toy cars. Oh, and they've put little lights on them in that queue. That's my problem with it.
Yeah,
but
fair enough.
I don't, it's not a, if you got lights on there, it's not a, oh, you shouldn't be racing thing. It's just one of those, it's just unfortunate. Have you got lights on yours?
Hell no.
Really?
That may give you mainly because they don't do red lights, obviously. Not orange.
The body shell's orange.
It's all right, it's gone.
Is it gone?
I'm yellow and black now. Yellow and black.
It's not as fun. You have to find something else to make it out of. So what else? What else do we know?
Enough of the grief. Well, I've got one final question.
Go on then. And then I can run off.
I was going to say I've got a cue, but obviously not.
You will have a cue. They're just hiding.
Final question.
Go on.
Who's going to win this weekend?
Two-wheel drive.
Yep.
It will be Michael Olowski.
Yep.
In four-wheel drive, I think it'll be Bruno.
Okay. Good.
Who do I now? That's who I think going to win. Who do I want to win? I'd like to see Lee win.
Yep.
No, I'm not biased. It's just I think he's had a tough time lately. It'd be good to see him to win an event, and he's got the pace. It's just, and I would like to see Crompton get up in the top three.
Yeah.
Just because I've had to babysit him for the last 5 years.
I was going to say he's a pal of yours.
Yeah, so I'd like to see him do well, but I just want to see everyone have a good time, I think.
Excellent.
And show this hobby off to a load of people that grown men can shout at each other and race toy cars.
Absolutely. Well, thanks.
Anyway, thanks, Adam. Enjoy, and good luck.
Enjoy. So there we go, Matt Owen. We're waiting for our next guest. Not Matt Owen.
He's over there.
We'll just call him Moen. It's much easier if we just call him Moen, right? But obviously we are here in Milton Keynes waiting for our next guest to come join us. Milton Keynes, only about 20 miles away from Silverstone, the home of the real British Grand Prix, Formula 1 Grand Prix. It's a great place to host it. And of course, it's the home of Red Bull Racing Formula 1 team as well. So there's somebody at the bottom of the stairs. So I think I'm about to be joined. Now, we may need a translator for this one, I do believe.
That was just rude.
It was, yeah. He said that was just rude, by the way. So, Alan O'Brien, welcome to Over the Loop. Thanks for joining us.
No problem.
First question, what's your aim for this weekend?
Mike asked me that on the way down. No realistic. I said about top 20.
Yeah?
Probably. Top 20, top 25 is probably the realistic aim.
Did you do it last year?
Missed last year.
Okay.
Missed last year.
So you haven't got a benchmark?
No, I've not got loads of carpet racing under my belt. I've got carpet at winter at home, but yeah, not loads. Nothing at this scale.
Have you done much on EOS carpet?
One meeting with my four-wheel drive at Nîmes in Newcastle. So, I mean, that was okay. I mean, I was second on the grid at that one with my four-wheel drive. Collinson first. It was a good benchmark for me. I didn't feel off the pace, so quite enjoyed that meeting.
Good. Okay, so we've just been discussing with Mr. Moen over there the track. There was a little bit of panic earlier that everyone saw the colour of the carpet and went, that's not EOS. But
we thought that.
EOS,
we thought that when we were out. It is. Yeah, Paul assures me that's EOS carpet, just a different colour.
Have you felt it?
I've not.
So we're going on what Paul Upton said right now.
Yeah. I'd rather not psych myself out. I'll just go with it. Placebo.
Excellent. And obviously you're driving Schumacher?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, and you feel the cars are in a good place for this weekend?
Yeah, so obviously I've not done loads of carpet racing, but at KC I've done a little bit, really good. The L1 I've done one proper meeting on EOS carpet, and it's the best car I've ever driven on carpet by a mile. So yeah, I'm comfortable with that. I'm happy. Very, very happy with how they're going to be. So
okay, the big question of the day.
Yeah.
It's the one that's on everyone's mind. LED gate. Where do you stand on it? Lights or no lights?
For me, sorry people, but no lights.
That's 2 out of 2 now.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah, they look cool. They're all right for a bit of fun, but this event's put on to sort of showcase to the public. I think they look a bit gimmicky. I think you're kind of taking it back to the sort of toy thing with that. I think it's alright for a bit of club fun and stuff, but I probably wouldn't do it. And there was a fair point of them being a little bit distracting, and it could be. So yeah, no from me.
So you were fairly happy with the announcement?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't bothered that people were going to be using them because there wasn't going to be that many. But
and in the higher heats where you are,
there probably wasn't going to be anybody using them. But I wasn't too fussed. But the fact they were banned, fine. It probably wouldn't have affected me either way.
Good. Final question for you.
Yep.
Same question I asked Moen just a second ago. Who is going to win this weekend?
So,
Two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive.
it's going to be, for me, it's going to be a coin flip in two-wheel drive between Orlovsky and Coelho
Okay.
in two-wheel drive. Four-wheel drive, I can't see past Michał for that.
Really?
No.
Interesting. So Moen just said Orlowski nailed on for two-wheel drive, but he felt Coelho for four-wheel drive. So
I mean, our car is good in two-wheel drive. Like I say, it's a coin flip, but I think we have the stronger car in four-wheel drive now.
is he going to be pitting in and amongst you guys this weekend?
I'm pitting beside him this weekend. Michael comes to some workshops, comes to like the Inverness, so I pit with Michael quite often. I've got to know him quite well.
He's British these days, anyway,
he is.
isn't he?
I've got to know him. He's a nice guy. He's quiet. You can get to know him. He's quiet, but yeah, he's a good guy. He's down to earth. Totally fine.
I assume he's going to have Trish looking after him this weekend.
Yeah, he'll pit with Trish and his dad, and they two will squabble like they always do.
I so wish I had somebody looking after me all weekend.
Yeah. He's got two looking after him, so he's got even less to do.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, thanks for joining us.
No problem. Thanks for your time.
Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you.
Good luck, and see if you make that top 20 like you said.
I'll try. See ya.
Right, I'm waiting for another guest. Mike seems to be bringing somebody. There's people heading in my direction. They are still doing stuff to the track, by the way, so playing around with a bit of tape right now and seeing what else they can do. Now, if the camera just wobbled, it may be because our next guest just tripped halfway up the stairs. Mr. Lee Martin, thank you for joining us. So I'll give you a microphone as well.
Oh, cool.
I'm sure you're pretty adept at using one of these days.
Kinda.
So, welcome to Milton Keynes.
Thank you. I feel like I've been here for days already.
When did you get here?
3 o'clock.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we've been here a while. So
I planned my work cleverly, so I had meetings in Milton Keynes today,
Well, this was my meeting.
Well, this is your work.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what? I've always wanted to ask you that, actually. This being your job, does that affect your enjoyment of RC racing at all?
No, I don't think so. The enjoyment's always there. It just adds a bit more pressure, maybe. You know, on the bad days, you feel a little more down because, you know, your results matter at the end of the day. Whereas when you're coming racing just for fun, if you have a bad day, apart from getting frustrated with yourself, it doesn't impact anything. So, yeah, you get a bit more pressure on yourself, but I still enjoy it. You know, it's coming out with your mates and having fun in it. So,
absolutely. And you got a pretty good team these days as well in the UK. How many of you here this weekend? Do you know?
There's 19 this weekend. That number's been growing over winter with Nemo and stuff. So, yeah, it's good. We're going from strength to strength, and I'm excited helping them all out. It should be good.
And Mr. Crompton's coming on leaps and bounds, isn't he?
He is indeed, yeah. He seems like he should be the next big thing. Just try and keep his brain on track and stuff, and try and coach him through life lessons as well as RC ones, and we'll get there with him.
Well, he's got a good mentor for that's for sure. Now, I've asked the same question of everyone.
Yep.
Some pictures went out of the track earlier, and we all got told off for that. But when the pictures went out, bit of panic that it doesn't seem to be black. It is EOS though, right?
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I watched Matt drive around earlier, had a few laps in the practice laps. It didn't look super grippy. I was a bit shocked when I walked in. I was like, whoa, that's the wrong colour. What's happened? Is it primer felt, what we used to use? And what's going on? But, I mean, it looks the same. We'll see. I mean, it'll be good regardless.
Have you touched it yet?
I actually haven't. I've walked on it.
I just hope nobody joined at that exact moment when I asked you.
Have you touched it yet? Well,
yeah.
You know.
Okay. Obviously, I've asked everyone else what their aim for this weekend is. I assume your aim is to try and get 2 wins.
Yeah, ideally. You know, that's what we always try and aim for. 1 2-wheel drive last year. I'd like to try and take that title home again. It's tough, you know. We've got very good drivers in the UK. We've got obviously the guys that are coming in, Orlowski, Bruno, Bayer, you know, fast guys. So we're going to try the best we can. You know, you need to be on it. You need your car to be good, and you need a little bit of luck sometimes. So let's hope all them things fall together, and we'll have a good chance. Hopefully.
Now, of course, if you were to win both classes, take that out of the equation. If you weren't there, who would you expect to see number 1, 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive?
I mean, it's going to be like an EOS. You know, it's going to be Bruno, it's going to be Orlowski, it's going to be Neil. fast guys, top of the world really, especially for carpet racing. So I'd like to put myself in that little group of guys, and I think that's who you'll see battling it out. I'd also like to see a few youngsters like Paul. I know, little Tommy Hall, been doing really well recently.
Jamie actually beat him last week.
Jamie beat him.
16, so.
The old guy's trying to get back in. If you can call Jamie old, how old is he?
16,
Yeah.
like
Well, makes me sound really old. But
yeah.
I'd love to see them guys, make the main and mix it a little bit. Show that we have some talent coming through in this country, which we know we do. So it'd be good to show it to the rest of the world. But yeah, as I said, Bruno, Alowski, Crag, hopefully me, as long as I do all right, Crompton stuff. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
So the whole Nemo thing, that going well?
Yeah, going really well. Obviously, the Nemo guys are new to Thames Scale. They do things very professionally. They do it. They do it right.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's parked right outside. You should do a little tour of it. Go out there one time with a camera.
Absolutely.
It's super nice. The professionalism is right up there with not RC. It's like real racing, real car racing. So yeah, it's been really great. It's great to have the support from them for Yokomo in the UK as well. I think it's really something we needed. And yeah, I just feel that 2019 is going to be good.
Well, Yokomo are bringing out the big guns internationally.
Yeah, they're trying to conquer America, it seems. Obviously, we had Mayfield, who's one of the fastest guys on the planet, and then to put Cavalieri with him it's like the associate of old now. So yeah, it should be good. Go to Reedy Race next week, so I'll finally get to team up with them too. We used to be at AE a long time ago all together, so it's like a little bit of a reunion as such. But they're going to be fast, and I think it's going to be a good year.
Absolutely. So one final question for
Sure.
you. LED gate, where do you stand? Lights or no lights?
I think they're quite cool. I've got to be honest.
That's the first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw Drescher do it. Drescher's always been going on about it. Craig Drescher. He's always been going on about it and how we need to make it more of a spectacle for people watching that aren't involved. And he did it at the CML Masters in France, I don't know, 2 years ago now.
Is that the one where he just came out of retirement and just blew everyone away?
Yeah, with LEDs. And it was and he sent a picture to me and Neil of his car with LEDs, and we got to laugh at him. But I think for something like this, it can be implemented quite well. And I'll tell you what will make it good, if we could have it in the future, is the lead car, for example, is a different colour to the other ones. So if you have, say, 10 red cars, and then the leader turns to green. So you can see who's a lead car, because for people out there, a lot of the time they can't really understand what's going on, and they're just watching a load of cars go around. And then as much fun as it is for 5 minutes, you kind of lose that competition element, and maybe you'll drift away. Whereas I think if they can see the cars, or at least say if all 10 cars had different colours, if it's programmable, for example, the commentator could go, and the green coloured light is leading and followed by the purple one, and people actually have an idea of what's going on.
I don't know if you watched Formula E at all, but the halo, they've started lighting those up now, similar idea. So
I think it could work. People say it's
full argument for it. I have to say that, yeah.
People say it's distracting. I haven't raced with one on the track at the same time, and when I've seen it, I couldn't. I don't think it'll be that distracting, especially as everyone's got one. It's just like looking at your car, surely. They're all different colours and stuff. So I think it could work. As you say, I'm the first guy to say it, and I'll probably get ridiculed for it. I even said it in our group on Facebook. I was like, I think it's cool, and everyone told me I was an idiot. But no, I really think it could be a good thing for expo events like this. An RC event where it's just RC people there, it's probably not needed. But for stuff like this, I think it could draw people in.
Good. Right, thanks for joining us anyway. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks very much. And hope you do a good job. I appreciate what you're doing for the industry, so thank you.
No problem. Even though I've got that on my...
Well, yeah, but for the sake of RC, we're all doing as much as we can to make it bigger and better. So I'll try and find Rumble for you, because he was meant to be here, right?
I don't know how much time I'm going to be allowed to carry on, because there seems to be a lot of lights going off right now.
I can see him right over there. Do you want me to throw him up?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to grab Mr. Rules next, and then, if he
says Mark Styles coming up.
Mark Styles, all right, perfect. And then...
I'll chuck Rumble over.
That'll be perfect.
So, thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot. Cheers, thanks. Good evening.
Hiya.
Welcome to Over the Loop. So there you go, grab that.
Hello.
So for those who don't know you, just give yourself a quick introduction.
Okay. Those you most of you might not recognise me if you're from off-road circles. My name's Mark Stiles. I come from 12 scale on road, so a bit of a departure from my
on road.
Yeah, from my normal racing activities. This, so I drive for Team Associated in 12 scale, and obviously Associated do a competitive package for buggy racing, particularly two-wheel drive at the moment. So I was kind of looking for some stick time between meetings with 12 scale, because 12 scale competitive meetings are kind of not that frequent at the moment in the UK. We have the nationals, but there's kind of pockets of club racing here or there, but it's not a big class like 10th scale buggies or 8th scale rallycross is. So I was looking for a class I could race kind of midweek at club events, just to keep my thumbs in and my eyes sharp, really. So I decided to do a bit of 10th scale buggy.
Can't blame you, it's the best class.
Yeah.
Although I would say that, right? But I've heard a wicked rumour that 12th scale Worlds are here next year.
That's right, yeah. So I'm also part of the committee that's organising the IFMAR 12 scale World Championships that will be at this venue on this weekend in 12 months' time. So
you've stolen our event.
Well, you stole it off us, really, because I was involved. We ran a 12 scale national here 5 or 6 years ago. That was the first event that we ran here. So it was myself and Jim Spencer and a few other guys from the BRCA that put that together. And then we've also run the Reedy Racer Champions here and the GT12 World Championships as well. So then, we'd done 2 or 3 events here, and we thought it's getting a little bit tiring every year. The same people putting this track down and running this event. So we thought we'd give the buggy lot a shot at doing it for a few years. So that's how you've been here the last couple of years, I guess.
Silverstone Club are doing a great job.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm Silverstone's my kind of local club really for buggy racing. It's about half an hour from where I work, so I can get there on a Tuesday night, and it's a really good club. They get turnouts of 50 drivers. It's fully booked in advance of the meeting every week.
Your
really
coat
competitive.
Doesn't have anything to do with where you work.
It does, yes.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Just for those who can't see, Mercedes AMG Petronas Motorsport.
Yeah, so
do you work at Brixworth?
No, I work at Brackley, where the chassis designed and made. So
the old BAR factory.
Yeah. Originally BAR, and then Honda, and
then Braun.
And Braun. Yeah, it's been most F1 teams. It's been through many names and guises over the years.
Force India one at Silverstone.
No, that's right. Yeah,
it's had every name under the sun by now. What do you do there?
So I'm a mechanical design engineer. So I design brake cooling ducts for the car and bits of the outboard suspension. So I'm involved with upright design and wishbones and that kind of thing as well. So
you must be pretty good at what you do, because you're working for Mercedes.
Yeah, I guess my wife tells everyone that I draw pictures and colour them in for a living. So yeah, I guess I'm pretty good at that. But yeah, basically what I do is sit on a CAD screen all day and model parts and design bits for the car and tooling to make it and everything else.
I guess you can bring a lot of that knowledge across into RC racing.
No, absolutely. Well, it kind of works both ways, really, because I've been involved with model cars for a long time, really, since I was about 12. And there's lots of what I've learned through racing model cars, about suspension dynamics and geometry and car setup, and even things like racecraft and your mental approach to how you race a model car. All of that applies in a professional environment, whether you're designing a full-size race car or driving one. So I've found the experience I've got from racing radio control cars has been really quite invaluable for my actual career that pays the bills and is what I do every day. So and conversely as well, obviously being involved with full-size motorsport, it translates back. So I've done a little bit of design work and I help with development work with Team Associated on their 12 scale platform.
Great.
So it's useful to have access to CAD and some other tools to kind of do that kind of work, really. Although, having said that, kind of when you've spent 10 or 12 hours in a day on CAD, the last thing you really want to do is more CAD. But yeah.
I know what you mean. What you mean.
But yeah, it's really good, and you'll find a lot of people in model car circles that are involved with full-size motorsport. many of you watching this will know the name Lloyd Story. So Lloyd works at Brackley's in a different department to me, but he's a mechanical designer as well. And there's a few other people. Rich Prix that used to race buggies. He races at he works at McLaren. So there's people all over really. So.
Right, I've got 3 quick fire questions for you because I've got a couple more people to bring on before we get chucked out of here. LED light gate, where do you stand? Lights or no lights?
I don't really care. I saw the post on Facebook today, and obviously driving for Associated, I'm involved with CML, and we've got a bit of a WhatsApp group that we talk about. And Russ has been kind of plugging the whole lights idea and trying to add a bit of a different aspect and dimension to the racing. And a few of the guys thought it'd be really good for the spectators to see something a little bit different that sets some of the cars apart from the others. Personally, I wouldn't put them on my car because it's unnecessary weight, and I'm not sure whether the glare from the lights might affect me or not. I don't know, but I've got no problem if someone else wants to use them. It's up to them, really.
Fair play. Right, 2 other things. What's your expectation for this weekend, or what's your aim for this weekend?
Right, it's a bit of a job to tell. I mean, usually I make kind of mid to top half of the A final at Silverstone Club meeting in 2-wheel drive. So I guess if I make the top 30, I'll be really happy in 2-wheel drive. I guess if I'm in the D or the E final, I might be a bit disappointed. So if I aim for the C and just enjoy myself, really. So that's 2-wheel drive. 4-wheel drive, I built a B64 kit last week. It's done 4 laps around Silverstone Club meeting, and they've put me in the top heat with Orlowski and Lee Martin and the rest of them for seeding practice on Saturday afternoon. So that'll be an experience.
So you get a race again.
So I guess 2-wheel drive top 30 would be nice, and 4-wheel drive, just I don't know, get it round and not get in anyone's way probably. So
right, final one. 2 names. Who's going to win 2-wheel drive? Who's going to win 4-wheel drive?
Well, it's difficult to look past the usual people. I think I'd probably go for Orlowski in 2-wheel drive, and I think Bruno Coelho could do 4-wheel drive.
Excellent. That's not the first time we've had that combination.
Right.
So, Mark, thank you very much for joining us.
No problem.
Enjoy. Good luck this weekend.
Yeah, cool. Come speak to me again if you want over the weekend.
We'll do. Thanks a lot. All right, perfect. Next one. We've got Mr. Mark Rumble coming to join us now. So Lee said he was going to bring him on up, so it's perfect timing. And then maybe one more after that as well. So Mark, good evening. Thank you for joining us on Over the Loop. So do me a favour, just come this way a little bit, because I might lose you off the screen.
That's fine.
Otherwise.
How are we doing?
Pretty good, thanks. Nemo.
Nemo Racing.
What's Nemo doing in 10th scale?
Well, obviously, we originally started with 8th scale. And we've had the opportunity through, Lee and Yokomo. There are obviously a couple of options for them, and they made the decision to, choose us as the distributors in the UK. So here we are. I mean, 10th scale is something that we have wanted to get into because it's a really good market.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really popular market.
It's the best class of racing.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Ooh.
I'll say yeah.
You heard that? So all of the 8th drivers with Nemo, you heard that. This is the best class.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the 8th drivers will live. They'll be fine. But no, I mean, it's something that we wanted to get into because it's a really lucrative market. Lots of guys do it. Really busy. It's quite it's not a seasonal sort of class. Obviously with the indoor stuff close to us, it's great.
Yeah.
Where if we're doing 8th scale, we're obviously predominantly outdoors, and that's not ideal when you've got snow coming down. That doesn't really help. So yeah, 10th scale was a natural progression for us when we sort of got to that size and we were working with a premium partner. Obviously, we've had a lot of opportunities before to distribute and work with other brands. But we wanted to really try and hit it at the top end, which we we're happy to have done with Yokomo. Obviously, everybody knows that Yokomo have got really high quality products and really good manufacturing, good team, all of that stuff. So we were really happy to take on from what was going on with it before. And hopefully do a really good job, service customers well, service shops in the UK. Try and build up a really good Yokomo network where it probably hasn't been before. So hopefully we'll step it up.
And you got a fairly decent couple of drivers in the UK.
Yeah, we've got a few. We've got a few,
particularly.
Yeah, I mean,
and Cockers as well. I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, there are 3 main ponies as such.
And Duncan Wrist as well.
And Duncan Wrist. Obviously, I didn't know Duncan before taking on quite a lot of the LMR Yokomo guys. Duncan is a legend. He's not he's not in the top pony. He's in the tier above them.
Have you had any of his cooking yet?
No.
So he's called Delia in the team, right?
Yeah, because every national, is there some baked goods or something?
Yes, but he's never. How many lifts have I given that guy? How many times have and he doesn't feed me. I mean, I obviously find food somewhere, so
it's found somewhere.
Too much for a problem, but he gets called Delia and I don't get any of it.
God,
there you go.
That's not fair. Not fair.
You're not racing this weekend.
No,
yourself?
I originally raced, a few years back, but then since working full time for it doesn't really leave enough time for me to try and do it. And also, what you find is when you're working with really top tier talented drivers and you're trying to win stuff, if you're just pooling around, making it look bad, you think probably going to stop that and stop making the product look rubbish. So I did, so I stopped doing that.
Fair enough.
And so now I just exclusively do management in that, so no racing myself. But yeah, we've got some really great guys. Quite a nicely sized team. Obviously, there are loads of guys in the UK that run Yokomo that we don't even know. Obviously, we're going to learn them, and this is the MKGP for us is going to be the first sort of real big tent scale event for us. Obviously, we've tried to hit the ground running with that, but we'll see how it goes over this weekend. It'll be good to see how all our guys get on.
We want to come and have a quick look at your van at some point over this weekend
as
well. Which would be great. So we won't talk about that right now because I'll do that over the weekend.
Yep, sure.
2 really quick fire questions for you.
Yep.
Because I want to bring Nathan on in just a second.
Yep.
Who's going to win 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive this weekend?
Lee Martin and Paul Crompton.
How did I know that might have been the answers?
I mean, I think 2-wheel drive, it's going to be really, really tight. You've got top international drivers, obviously top UK guys with Neil, Neil and Lee and Paul, and sort of that real sort of top tier tent scale guys. 4-wheel drive, much the same really. I know that everybody's going to be having their own problems on the track with this jump or that jump or this surface or this grip level or this problem with the car or whatever it may be.
I know, it's terrifying being this track, but yeah.
But it's the challenge that we all undertake. So I think it's going to be really close. It's tent scale what we see with tent scale racing is that it's so close. It's always, you've got the sort of standout few in the UK. When you start bringing in some internationals, it sort of levels it out a little bit. It's going to be quick with Bruno and Michael. I think should be some really good racing. We'll be we'll be seeing it all firsthand. So hopefully they do all right.
So the final really super quick one.
Yep.
LED light gate. Where do you stand? Lights or no lights?
It's interesting. There are definitely two parts to it because I think it's cool. They do it's cool-ish. They do it with like the drone racing and stuff, and I think it brings the attention of the public. The problem is it's always going to have a Toy Town, Toys R Us style stigma that is attached to something driving around that's already got some thoughts towards it, like, oh, it's a toy car, or what's this, or what's that, and then you then put in LED lights on it. I don't know if it's quite top tier what they want to do with it, but equally, it definitely draws your attention to it. I don't know, I'm actually not really too, I'm not too fazed by it either way. I think it's a cool thing, but I think it's probably not I don't think it's going to be the difference between model cars being on TV or not being on TV in the next 5 years.
Fair enough. Good. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Enjoy your weekend.
I shall.
We'll come and see your van at some point. This
Yeah,
weekend
absolutely.
as well.
It'll be up and running, and we'll
Perfect.
we'll see how you get on as well.
Just keep looking further down. It's fine.
Flicking the sheets. No, we'll be all right.
Excellent.
Okay.
Right. Thanks a lot for that. Perfect. Thank you very much.
See ya.
Mr. Rules. We're going to bring on our last guest right now because it won't be long before we get chucked out of here, probably. I think everything seems to be closing. They are covering the track up as we speak. So, it's probably getting towards the end. I have no idea what time it is, actually. Do you know?
Oh, 25 minutes past its orange o'clock.
And that was Nathan Rawls. Thank you very much for joining us. I wondered how long it would take.
I was going to come up here and start going, it's orange. I'm telling you, it's orange. It's just orange.
What kind of orange, though?
Saint-Tropez.
Of course. Do me a favour, just come this way a little bit, actually, because I keep pushing people out that way and losing them off the screen.
I know, I nearly fell off the balcony.
Yes. We have borrowed RC Racing TV's little balcony as well. So
thanks, Nick.
Yeah, appreciate that. I mean, you didn't know about it, but appreciate that anyway. So yeah, it's pretty good. They're going to do some great broadcasts this weekend. Okay, let's get stuck into it right away. What's your expectations for this weekend for yourself?
Most importantly, to relax, have fun, make sure my team's going well. That's my job this weekend.
Oh, see, aren't X-ray people nice?
Well, I am.
Yeah, I'm not.
No, and I have to deal with you. Go on.
I noticed originally I was sat very close to Nathan. He said, no, you just go down there a little bit. So
yeah, just the odd 1, 2 or 20 places.
Blocks down, yeah, absolutely. But no, have you got any aim in terms of finishing position or any thoughts about what you want to do?
Well, I'm looking at a track. It's very similar to Midlands, which we've obviously done quite a few team test days on.
It's a little bigger.
Yeah, a little bit bigger. It's not quite as big as Hastings that I normally race at, though. But we were at the Essex Carpet Clash. I think that's the correct word for it.
Yep.
Which is Ellis Stafford's, Chris Delves and Richie Thorpe's track. They, I believe, have the same EOS style carpet, same colour. Okay. So we did their first meeting the other week, which is about this sort of size, and it really seemed to work well.
You're not going to debate the colour of this with me, are you? It is grey, right?
Yes, it's grey. I can't even argue that one.
It's not red.
It's not red. It's not orange. No, it's grey. No.
Okay.
We were running on what looks identical to this, like I say, at Essex, and it's same grip level as EOS. So it's the same but different.
And X-Ray have brought the big boys, Bruno, Martin.
Yes, I met them at the hotel a little while ago and brought them down. So we got Bruno and Martin Bayer, or Bruno Coelho and Martin Bayer come down with us. They come along to play for the weekend. So they're definitely up for it, you can see.
So we can expect some big pushes from both of those guys?
Hopefully so. And we've also got Simon Moss, who's recently signed for us. That's
no Craig Collinson with us this weekend?
No, I think family plans have stopped Craig this weekend, or work plans, I'm not quite sure, but unfortunately he can't come. Same for Dom. He's got different bits and bobs that have just stopped
or put his entry in too late?
Well, possibly, I'm not too sure. But
as
no.
I said earlier, Dom Nunn in disorganised shocker.
Sorry, yeah, I'll go with that one. Yeah, my bad. No, joking aside, Dom can't be here this weekend either, which leaves we've still got a very solid team. As I say, we've got Bruno, we've got Martin, we've got Mossy, there's Halliwell,
and
Tony Bishop,
and
me,
and
Matthew Peters.
You're building it up, right? And
hang on, Craig Gibson.
And
you
and of course Rob Shaw.
Yes, and Rob Shaw, who I did actually, with the love heart you put on his desk, I did actually put a little arrow through it as well for you, just to really pronounce your bromance with him.
That may have been a private joke between me and Rob.
Sorry, my bad.
So so we've got 20 minutes until we shut down, and I've got a million cables to pack up, so we'll do it super quick. First quick fire question: who's going to win two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive this weekend?
Am I allowed three or just one of who's going to win, or can I do a podium?
That's one. Just one. Tell me who's going to win.
I've got to stay with the homeboys. Coelho.
Both? He's going to win both?
I think it's going to be a close run thing between him, Orlowski, and Lee Martin. But I think Coelho's got it. But then he is my team. What can I say?
Well, yeah, you would say that. Okay.
No, I watched Orlowski at Essex, and he was insanely fast. So if anybody's really going to take it to Bruno, it's going to be him. Especially, which really shocked me, was with his four-wheel drive. So,
well, let's see. So, the big question I've asked everyone. The really big. This is the most important question. LED light gate. Where do you stand? Lights or no lights?
I'm afraid I'm a no light person.
think No Lights has won pretty categorically tonight.
Yeah,
with the exception of Lee Martin.
Well, I think they look cool and they do have a place, and I did understand the argument that for the public it's going to be far easier for them to actually recognise the cars, because just explaining the body shell colour or what brand it is, if you don't know the products, it's very difficult to actually work out. Whereas if you can say the car with the bright red lights underneath, it kind of points it out.
Red, are they?
Yeah, red. I haven't seen orange LEDs yet, so they have to be red.
Oh, what a phenomenal job Silverstone have done in putting this on, though.
This is awesome. I see a lot of posts from Paul Upton about problems with the hire van, getting everything down here and everything. So what the guys have turned on and even are turning out still as we speak. They've been here since, 7, 8 o'clock last night?
Yeah.
And they haven't stopped, and it already looks awesome, and they're still at it. Going absolutely flat chat as we speak.
I thought they were covering the track up, but they're not. They're cutting the little infield sections.
Yeah, the little inlays are going in. So we've got a lovely hearing aid beige going onto the track.
I'm absolutely blown away by the job that they've done with this. It's
fantastic. It's a racetrack, and it looks like it's going to be fun to drive, and I really cannot wait to get any of my cars or trucks on it.
So you're doing truck as well this weekend?
Yeah, 3 classes for me: 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, and truck.
When was the last time you drove truck?
Other than about 10 weeks ago at Midlands, 1990.
When I was 6 years old.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think I was about 11. no, 13. So I think it was the last time I drove a truck properly.
I assume that wasn't an X-ray truck back then.
No, that would have probably been something, either an RC10T or a Schumacher Storm or something like. So many, many moons ago. Not that I'm becoming old.
Becoming?
All right. No longer a rookie veteran, I know.
What would you think of the Wall of Death? It's a bit different this year. It's not just the normal up and down.
It's not an up and down.
Corner.
I mean, I watched Paul Upton drive a lap, and yeah, I mean, if you can hang on to it, you're going to be certainly carrying some speed coming off of it.
That's a big if when you're talking to people like me, you know.
Yeah, I'm going to be hoping I'm not marshalling in that area.
And what are we saying? Are we saying go high and carry the speed down, or are we saying keep low and keep to the inside corner?
I'd be middle of the diddle and just hanging on to it for grim death.
Middle and diddle.
Yes. No, middle of the diddle.
Oh, middle of the diddle. Oh, it's even better.
Yeah.
Can't beat a middle of the diddle, as she said. Anyway, I think we're probably just about coming towards the end of our time here. I hope this live shows. Well, first of all, I haven't been able to see from the other side. So, number one, I hope the feed has stayed up, and I haven't just been talking to myself for the last 40 minutes or so.
We unplugged it 45 minutes ago.
But no, I hope this has been an interesting way to start the weekend. Kind of my thought process behind this is, if it's good, if it works, why not do it on a Friday night at a national or a Saturday night at a national, and do some stuff there as well.
That'd be good. I'd be up for that.
Absolutely. So
I mean, my plan is for 19 to be doing nationals.
Excellent.
So I'll be bringing up a few of the South East boys with me, like George Tolman, Ian Parker.
George back as well.
Yeah.
And Ian, is Ian going to sleep on the camp bed outside your van again this year?
He may be relegated to that, because I'm trying to work out I'm going to fit 5 people into 4 spaces. So Ian will be in his bivvy. He will remember the bivvy this time.
I think my first experience meeting Ian was at the Stockfold National, not last year but the year before. When I was just doing 4-wheel drive.
Yes.
And
I was sent pictures of Ian in a bed chair.
I turned up in the morning, and then all of a sudden this thing moved out. I was like, and it was Ian waking up. So
yeah. No, we've got
t-shirts.
Might have to go and pinch one of them in a minute.
No, they're associated ones.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, no. No, joking aside, we've got Ian joining us. Hopefully we've got a new guy from the South East joining us as well.
Excellent.
Assuming that he gets a space, because I think he's just got his F4. which is Simon Helson, or Foghorn Leghorn as we know him.
And he's red hair.
Yes, it's orange. It's definitely orange.
You know what, I'll give you that one. That one is.
Yeah, that one's definitely orange. But yeah, he's joining us. Like I said, we've got Phil Craddock coming up as well, the grizzly bear of the team. And so he should be coming along. Team Putt Putt, as I know him.
The team's really expanded for this year.
It has done massively.
I know I said I was ending, but
yeah, no, it has done massively southeast-wise. We've expanded the junior team more than anything, and been working really hard to get the main team actually where it should be, which is good.
Bringing Craig and Simon on board as well.
It is a huge step of that.
Dom's coming on leaps and bounds.
Yeah, we've got some new touring car drivers. I believe we've also got a few eighth boys coming on, but I can't talk about them yet. But yeah, we've got a couple of big names coming there. So good old Greg Hill has really dipped his hand in his pocket this year and looked after the team and started expanding it like he said he was going to, which is fantastic. And the guys that are there, they're working hard together. We're organising team test days. We're just all working as a group and all moving forwards, which is nice.
And I have to say, and I'm not just saying this because I'm part of the team, but rapidly becoming the nice guys of the paddock as well.
I wouldn't quite go that far, but at the same point, no, we're definitely trying. We're approachable. We pride ourselves on that. I know in the southeast, the section that we do, a lot of the other teams come over to talk to us just to see where we're going, what we're doing, and just try and sort of basically, follow the lead as such. I've noticed the Serpent boys are now all starting to pit together and work as an actual group rather than at each end of the pits, which is nice to see.
Yep.
The PR team is expanding down there. There's a few more Schumachers we're seeing. I know I'm an X-Ray, and the X-Ray of the team are the biggest down there, but at the same point, it's good to see this. The southeast region is growing. We've gone from sort of 20s to 45s to 50s last year, which was nice to see. As I said, there's myself, George, Ian. We're all working really hard. We've got 3 juniors now that are working full time with us, which is 4 now, I should say, because we have Matthew Peters, who you've seen at Nationals last year, and he finished 3rd in the juniors. We've got Hattie Thames. She finished 6th in the under-13s last year. We've got Alfie Jeffries, who finished, I think he was about 13th, 14th in the juniors last year, and he's only 7 years old, coming up 8, so that's always good to see. And we've got Hattie's sister, Evie Thames, who's now started racing. She's pinched Daddy's transmitter and is doing better than Ollie is, so that's always great to see.
It's great to encourage some female participants as well.
A, that, B, the juniors in general. They're like a little sponge. They learn so quickly, and so when you get someone like George Tolman, who understands so much about setup and everything else, talking in depth with them, you see the eyes and everything being picked up, and at the next meeting they're asking questions about their setup as to how it can be improved and learning from it every time.
And the future of our sport as well.
Yeah, and when kids of 13, 14 are doing that, you know the sport is going to move forwards because you know you've caught their interest.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of the other teams now moving in that same direction. I mean, Schumacher are doing a hell of a program with sort of Ben Smith and kids like. You've got the Hall brothers associated. I know Craig Drescher is very actively pushing juniors all over Europe rather than just in one end of the country like what someone like myself is. I mean, admittedly, he has the way to CML and associated behind him doing it.
Yeah.
But without people like them pushing this, our sport dies.
Yeah.
Because how long is it going to be before, a 40 or 50-year-old Neil Cragg is still winning A finals, but, who else is there to take the mantle from him? Sorry, Neil, not saying that you're 40 or 50, mate.
No, no way to go. Anyway, we're going to have to come to an end now because we've got to pack up, get out of here, and I've got a lot of cables to sort out. But Nathan, thank you very much for joining me.
No worries, buddy.
Being the last
Anytime.
guest. Thank you for joining us on Over the Loop Live. It was a bit of an experiment, so do me a favour, let me know what you thought, whether it was good or not. I'll be interested to see whether the technical side of things held up or not. I have got the camera here recording in HD as well, so hopefully that's worked all right, and I can upload that one in a couple of days as well. But thank you very much. Thank you to Silverstone Club for letting us do this. Thank you to RC Racing TV for letting us unknowingly borrow their stand, and enjoy watching the racing this weekend. There's going to be coverage through RC Racing TV, Raceway 1 as well, and I'll try and do some little bits over the weekend, but I will be focusing on my racing this weekend because, you don't just make A finals by making videos.
No, that is true.
Or in my case, you just don't make A finals.
Oh, you did first time out with your XB2 19.
It wasn't the MKGP day.
No, I'll give you that. But it was Bridgeford.
It was.
And that was good for you.
Absolutely. Anyway, thank you very much. Enjoy your Friday evening. It's Thursday evening.
Yeah.
Enjoy your Thursday evening. I need to go eat something, so we're definitely going now. Thank you very much. Ta-ra.